What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to Donald Trump's response to Mark Carney's recent speech at the World Economic Forum that you probably heard about because Mark Carney's speech made a lot of news. And, as epic as his speech was, Carney basically stated that the world should no longer need the United States and Trump. And apparently, Donald Trump did not like this. He did not like this one bit. And it's kind of funny because while I was listening to Carney's speech, I really respected how blunt and straightforward he was being with a lot of the stuff he said. And he said a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people out there are thinking, but haven't really said, let alone on a platform as big and important as what Mark Carney used. But while I was watching it, I was also really wondering to myself how Trump would react to it. Because there was a lot of criticism of the US and Trump and basically rallying the world to realize that you guys don't have to rely on us so much. And Donald Trump did not seem to enjoy it, and he definitely reacted to the speech. So we have a couple things to look at here today, starting with, first of all, Donald Trump had his opportunity to get up there and make his own speech at the World Economic Forum. And from what I heard, it was very long. Numerous times he was mixing up Greenland for Iceland, like mixing up countries, and yeah, it's not a good look. And said a few things that were just like factually incorrect, but he definitely said something directly referring to Mark Carney in Canada. So let's take a look at that.
Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful.
Okay, oh my God. Just based on how he's talking here, that speech really got under Trump's skin. Like, he's pissed. I know that wasn't necessarily the purpose of Mark Carney's speech. Like, he's actually a very diplomatic politician, but Trump definitely watched it, and I didn't know he was calling it out like this directly in his speech. Wow.
Also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada.
Really? I'm sorry. I have to stop it right there for a second, but really? Like, Canada should be grateful to Trump? Should be grateful to the United States? Really? That's what you're going to get up here and say? The most ludicrous, like, just talking about the past year, for one thing. Everything Donald Trump has said and done, and the threats, and not just threats, but actual policies meant to hurt Canada, and Canada should be thanking us for that, right? Canada should be okay, sure, yeah, okay.
He wasn't so grateful.
Grateful.
They should be grateful to us.
You should be Canada. Did you? You probably didn't. You didn't know. You should be grateful. Okay, thank you, Donald Trump, for telling Canadians.
Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark.
What did he just say? Wait, what?
Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
What on earth does that mean? This is so. I don't know how anything Trump says at this point actually manages to, like, surprise me, confuse me. Like, you'd think you've seen it all at this point, but Canada lives because of us, and you should remember that. Mark, is that like a threat? Am I reading into this wrong, or what the hell does that mean? Is he saying, hold on, one more time. I can't believe he said that.
Because of the United States, remain grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
What? For one thing, he sounds like some kind of comic book villain here. Like from like or out of a movie. Like a mob boss. Right? Like, remember that. Next time you make your statements, remember that. You're allowed to exist because of us. And that could. What? That's like not. like, that's pretty much what he said. Is he saying that the United States helped create Canada? Which, that's not true. Like, Canada and the US have very distinct historical pathways to how they were founded as countries. So I don't know what part of history he's talking about. Trading partners? Like, when that was going good, it was sort of a mutually beneficial trading arrangement. Is he saying that we could, like, destroy Canada? You know, God forbid. I don't think. I don't know. Is that what he's saying? I hate to even talk about it. Is it that a threat? Like Canada is allowed to exist because we could nuke it? Or like what? What? You should not be saying things like that. Like, no, I don't know what interpretation we're going with here, but you shouldn't say things like that. Obviously. Um and any other country that has nuclear weapons could get up on the stage and be like, United States, you should thank us because we allow you to exist. Because they could just bomb us off the face of the earth, right? Like, we can't live in a world where world leaders just get up on stage and say things like that. Like, civilized society wouldn't exist. And every time Donald Trump gets up and says something like that, it further degrades, like, honestly, the world as we know it, to be honest. I don't know how to interpret this.
What we did for Israel was amazing, but that's nothing compared to what we have planned for the United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. We are going to build a dome like no other. We did it.
Oh, now we're gonna build a dome and protect everyone, including Canada. We're either gonna you either exist or we're gonna force you to exist because we're gonna build a dome to protect, or are we making you not exist, or should you be thanking us, or hard to keep up with what?
We did it for Israel. And by the way, I told Bibi, stop taking credit for the dome. That's our technology. That's our.
Okay. It's also just like incredibly distasteful to get up there and call out Mark Carney, and he was like, remember that next time you make your statements. Like, now we're threatening other world leaders and what they can say. It's so frustrating to me that Donald Trump seems to have this idea that he can say anything he wants. You know, he can say the most outrageous things ever. He can do whatever he pleases. He's allowed to get up and say anything. But as soon as somebody like Mark Carney gets up and says something that Donald Trump doesn't agree with, oh, don't you dare! You better not! Only I'm allowed to do that. Like, what? So, just the hypocrisy, or just, I hate that. I really can't stand that. Wow, that was a reaction from Trump, and apparently Mark Carney got wind of this and had a sort of a rebuttal in his speech that he made later somewhere else. Okay.
Canada and the United States have built a remarkable partnership in the economy, in security, and in rich cultural exchange.
Okay, so this is a speech. It said he's in Quebec City in Canada, actually talking very nicely or fondly about the relationship that used to exist between the U.S. and Canada was very good. Yes.
But Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian. In a time of rising populism and ethnic nationalism.
Okay, so that was sort of in this big speech he gave later. That was Carney's little, like, I don't know. It was a very small, obviously, like one sentence, but he made sure to include it in there. And I think I heard that was kind of ad-libbed, like it wasn't planned, but he added that. It wasn't in like the approved speech manuscript or whatever the lore is, or maybe the facts of the matter is Mark Carney got up there and said, no, which I think that's good. I like this. It feels like Mark Carney is kind of turning a corner here because, frankly, it feels like he has tried the diplomatic route with the U.S. and Trump for the past year, taking a lot of punches from Trump, trying to make it work. And it feels like in 2026, based on the Davos speech and now this speech, he's kind of like over it. And he's saying more of what he really thinks. He's not really worrying about what Trump thinks, which I think is fantastic. Again, always very strange for me as an American to, like, Trump, I'm in the U.S., Trump is my president. I want what's best for my country, but I try to step outside that and look at, like, from other countries' points of view, or I try, like, for Mark Carney and Canadians, I just can't help but think, like, good for you, honestly. Because obviously there's been a lot of things Trump has done recently, especially, that I just flat out don't agree with. So it's honestly nice to see, because a lot of politicians feel kind of obligated to walk on eggshells and appease Trump because of his power and influence. And it's funny because in a strange way, I bet you Donald Trump does not like this, but he respects it, like in a weird way. Not that it matters if you have Donald Trump's respect, but I think this is absolutely the right course of action for Mark Carney to say what he thinks. Do what's best for Canada. Don't hold back just because you're worried about what because what can Donald Trump even do at this point? Like, he's threatened it all. He's like, yeah, I think Carney's just over it, which I'm liking this new arc. Okay, after Mark Carney said that and his big speech, Trump got on Truth Social and made a post to Mark Carney, directly to him, saying, as a response to this, please let this letter. This is not a letter. This is a social media post, but I guess we're living in a time where we're calling this a letter. Sure. Please let this letter serve to represent that the Board of Peace is withdrawing its invitation to you regarding Canada's joining. What? What will be the most prestigious board of leaders ever assembled at any time? Thank you. What? So this is what Trump, this is like Trump stomping his feet? What? Stomping his feet like this is his retaliating over Mark Carney saying words? He is... Okay, let's break this down. The Board of Peace, I've heard a little about that. That's like something Donald Trump is trying to create. I think he announced it at the World Economic Forum. He wants all the world leaders to join this board of peace where you have to like pay $1 billion to get in. Ugh, what? So like the idea of the board of peace is like that's good, I think. Having a board of world leaders focused on peace. I don't specifically know like how practical or effective it's gonna be, but peace is good. But anyway, having to pay $1 billion to be part of it is bizarre, to say the least. Not really. Is that promoting peace somehow? Paying Trump $1 billion? Is that going to the peace fund? Is that going to his trust fund? Where's that going? What is that? Is it going to me? Maybe it's a good idea. Wait, maybe this isn't such a bad idea. Is it going to American citizens? Where's this going? Anyway, joking aside, he invited a lot of world leaders and now is revoking Mark Carney's invitation. Is this not extremely odd? Like, if Trump was genuinely focused on world peace, would he be using this as a leverage? You know what I mean? If he was genuinely about forming a board of peace and including everybody and maximizing the effectiveness of this, would he be using it as like a bargaining chip? Like, oh, you can be on the board of peace, but I'm taking away your seat at the table, and I'll take away yours. What the hell is that? What? Obviously, including Canada on this board of peace would just be good for everybody if this is to like be effective. Okay. And you know what else is ironic about this board of peace? I don't know if you saw recently Trump. There was a leaked text message. Trump had sent a message to the Prime Minister of Norway. Did you see any of that? Trump sent a text to the Prime Minister of Norway complaining about how he didn't get the Nobel Prize. It is really bizarre. Actually, I think I have the text. Hold on. Here we go. This is a text message from Trump to Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store, Prime Minister of Norway, who he thinks controls the Nobel Peace Prize. He said, considering that Norway decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize, even though I stopped 8 wars, this is a real message that Norway leaked. This is a real text message Trump sent to the Prime Minister of Norway. I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. Unbelievable. Like, truly unbelievable. Like, no one should ever forget this. There's a lot of things you could say that about with things he has said, but he literally sent a message. He's mad he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. He makes it sound like I stopped 8 wars. What? Did you only do that? Did you only do that for the Nobel Peace Prize? Shouldn't you have done that out of, I don't know, like the kindness of your heart? Or like for world peace? Was it just to get the Peace Prize? Anyway, he didn't get it, and thank God he didn't, because then he says, you know what? I don't even feel an obligation to think purely of peace. What the hell does that mean? That's terrifying. And now now you're going to come and try to found the board of peace? when you're doing all that? What? Make it make sense. You can read the rest of this crazy text, but I don't know. Make it make sense. Can anybody make any sense? I don't know. It didn't stop there. Donald Trump posted again in response to Canada. Mark Carney went to China and is striking up some big deals with China, apparently. Big trade deals with China. Because, like, it's not happening with the US. So I guess Canada is like checking out China to try to get some deals. Okay, like, makes sense to me, I guess. Like, apparently Trump is very, very mad at that too. He says if Governor Carney, this again, it's not like get a new joke. Get a new joke. I know there was the Governor Trudeau thing. You can't just like keep recycling that. Oh, Governor Carney. If Governor Carney thinks he's going to make Canada the drop-off port for China to send goods and products into the United States, he is sorely mistaken. China will eat Canada alive, completely devour it, including the destruction of their businesses, social fabric, and way of life. What? The idea that trading with China is going to destroy Canada is ludicrous. The United States has benefited outrageously from cheap Chinese labor, cheap Chinese materials, like computer part, like so many things in America say made in China. We exploit China for how cheap and good their stuff is, their goods and services. So we take advantage of that. So this idea that Canada, it will ruin Canada, he's probably just mad it will benefit Canada. Anyway, China will eat Canada alive, devour it, including the destruction of their businesses. I doubt it. Social fabric, way of life. What? If Canada makes a deal with China, it will immediately be hit with a 100% tariff. On everything? Against all Canadian goods coming into the USA. Oh, boy. Okay. Because now, he doesn't even realize how frustrating that is for the normal American citizen like me. We get a lot of stuff from Canada, too. And these stupid tariffs. The tariff forces the U.S. business to pay for importing Canadian goods. It's the U.S. business that has to pay that price. That price gets passed on to me, the American citizen. This 100% tariff threat for Canada doing stuff with China is not only bad for Canada, it is bad for the United States. It is bad for everybody. 100% tariff. Because Canada wants to do business with China. You know what the irony here is? That this further vindicates Mark Carney's Davos speech, where Mark Carney was saying, we need to not rely on Trump and the U.S. We got to go out and work together, the middle powers, find new trade partners. We got to get away from Trump. This completely validates that. That's the funny thing. Trump getting so pissed and threatening, and it just makes it like, it makes it clear Canada is probably doing the right thing. That's the funny thing. Expanding your trading partners. Geez, because it's clear like Canada can't trust the United States. We're under Trump. He's willing to just pass 100% tariff on Canada. I mean, he's basically saying that Trump is basically, by doing this, saying he should control Canada's trade policies. He should be the Prime Minister of Canada. If this is the more I think of this is outrageous. This is unbelievable. That's wow. Oh yeah. You know what else is funny about that? This video? Because Trump made that post. He's very, very mad that Canada is going to do business with China. Look at this video. Trump was asked about Mark Carney going to China, like 2 weeks ago or something. And this is what he said.
How do you see the deals Canada and China have just signed, trade deals between the two partners?
Well, it's okay. That's what he should be doing. I mean, it's a good thing for him to sign a trade deal. If you can get a deal with China, you should do that.
How do you see the
What's going on here? 2 weeks ago, he literally on camera, he said, "Oh, Carney is making deals with China. Oh, that's good. Good for him. I guess that's what he should do." And now that he's pissed off at Carney, suddenly, first he's like, "Yeah, we don't need to do trade with Canada and all your junk." Then Canada goes to China. Canada's like, "Okay, fine, U.S., fine. They go to China, and Trump is like, "Hey, wait, hey, not like that. You're not allowed to go do other prosperous stuff without us." Like, what? First he said it was good. Now he's saying he's gonna give 100% tariff if you dare do this. So which is it? Which is it? It just changes every other week based on like his emotion. I mean, geez. And that's pretty much, I think, where we're at. it's ludicrous. So there's just been the last couple days of like Trump's reaction, all starting with just like a reaction to Carney's big Davos speech. And maybe there's a part of Trump that's just kind of like jealous. In a weird way. I can't help but think that. Like, obviously he's mad at the subject matter of Carney's speech. Like, distancing, he's telling everyone, hey, we don't have to live like this. We don't have to live under the threats of Trump. And Trump hates that, obviously. And he's probably like kind of jealous Carney had a cool speech and he didn't. And he confused Iceland and Greenland. And yeah, it's pretty crazy times we're living in. It's hard to keep up with everything. Maybe like by the time this is posted, something else has happened. Who knows? But it's good to be up to date. And yeah, I mean, it honestly feels like Trump has always said and done a lot of crazy stuff. But I tend to think it's getting more ramped up during this final term of his. And this is only the second year. So I don't know what to think about that. But anyway, that's kind of my take on all this and understanding everything that's going on. And so if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this whole situation and how it's developing. That'd be really interesting to hear about, actually. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and seeing things about Canada that I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.